Good morning. I'm going to start this morning with a prayer by Abdu'l-Baha from the tablets. Is it? Wait a second. These are from the tablets of the Divine Plan. And this prayer was revealed to the Baha'is of the United States and Canada. And he says, "Let whosoever travels to different parts to teach peruse over mountain, desert, land, and sea this supplication. O God, O God, Thou seest my weakness, lowliness, and humility before Thy creatures. Nevertheless, I have trusted in Thee and have arisen in the promotion of Thy teachings among Thy strong servants, relying on Thy power and might. O Lord, I am a broken-winged bird and desire to soar in Thy limitless space. How is it possible for me to do this, save through Thy providence and grace, Thy confirmation and assistance? O Lord, have pity on my weakness and strengthen me with Thy power. O Lord, have pity on my impotence and assist me with Thy might and majesty. O Lord, should the breath of the Holy Spirit confirm the weakest of creatures, he would attain all to which he aspireth and would possess anything he desireth. Indeed, Thou hast assisted Thy servants in the past, and though they were the weakest of Thy creatures, the lowliest of Thy servants, and the most insignificant of those who lived upon the earth, through Thy sanction and potency they took precedence over the most glorious of Thy people and the most noble of mankind. Whereas formerly they were as moths, they became as royal falcons. And whereas before they were as brooks, they became as seas through Thy bestowal and Thy mercy. They became through Thy most great favor stars, shining on the horizon of guidance, birds, singing in the rose gardens of immortality, lions, roaring in the forests of knowledge and wisdom, and whales, swimming in the oceans of life. Verily, Thou art the clement, the powerful, the mighty, and the most merciful of the merciful. I'm going to say a prayer by Baha'u'llah. Glorified art Thou, O Lord my God. Thou art He, the fire of whose love hath set ablaze the hearts of them who have recognized Thy unity, and the splendors of whose countenance have illuminated the faces of such as have drawn nigh unto Thy court. How plenteous, O my God, is the stream of Thy knowledge. How sweet, O my beloved, is the injury, which in my love for Thee and for the sake of Thy pleasure I suffer from the darts of the wicked doers. How pleasing are the wounds which in Thy path and in order to proclaim Thy faith I sustain from the swords of the infidels. I beseech thee by thy name, through which thou turnest restlessness into tranquility, fear into confidence, weakness into strength, and abasement into glory, that thou of thy grace will aid me and thy servants to exalt thy name, to deliver thy message, and to proclaim thy cause in such wise that we may remain unmoved by either the assaults of the transgressors or the wrath of the infidels. O thou who art my well-beloved. I am, O my Lord, thy handmaiden, who hath hearkened to thy call and hastened unto thee, fleeing from herself and resting her heart upon thee. I implore thee, O my Lord, by thy name, out of which all the treasures of the earth were brought forth, to shield me from the hints of such as have disbelieved in thee and repudiated thy truth. Powerful art thou to do what thou pleasest. Thou art verily the all-knowing, the all-wise. Baha'u'llah. Here's another one by Baha'u'llah. Magnified be thy name, O Lord my God. Behold thou mine eyes, expectant to gaze on the wonders of thy mercy, and mine ear longing to hearken unto thy sweet melodies, and my heart yearning for the living waters of thy knowledge. Thou seest thy handmaiden, O my God, standing before the habitation of thy mercy, and calling upon thee by thy name, which thou hast chosen above all other names, and set up over all that are in heaven and on earth. Send down upon her the breaths of thy mercy, that she may be carried away wholly from herself, and be drawn entirely towards the seat, which resplendent with the glory of thy face sheddeth afar the radiance of thy sovereignty, and is established as thy throne. Potent art thou to do what thou willest. No God is there beside thee, the all-glorious, the most bountiful. Cast not out, I entreat thee, O my Lord, them that have sought thee, and turn not away such as have directed their steps towards thee, and deprive not of thy grace all that love thee. Thou art he, O my Lord, who hath called himself the God of mercy, the most compassionate. Have mercy then upon thy handmaiden who hath sought thy shelter, and set her face towards thee. Thou art verily the ever-forgiving, the most merciful. And here's another one by Baha'u'llah. O thou at whose dreadful majesty all things have trembled, in whose grasp are the affairs of all men, towards whose grace and mercy are set the faces of all thy creatures. I entreat thee by thy name, which thou hast ordained to be the spirit of all names that are in the kingdom of names, to shield us from the whisperings of those who have turned away from thee and have repudiated the truth of him in whom thou thyself art manifest, and have repudiated the truth of thy most august and most exalted self in this revelation that hath caused the kingdom of thy names to tremble. I am one of thy handmaidens, O my Lord. I have turned my face towards the sanctuary of thy gracious favors and the adored tabernacle of thy glory. Purify me of all that is not of thee, and strengthen me to love thee and to fulfill thy pleasure, that I may delight myself in the contemplation of thy beauty and be rid of all attachment to any of thy creatures, and may at all times proclaim, magnified be God, the Lord of the worlds. Let my food, O my Lord, be thy beauty, and my drink the light of thy presence, and my hope thy pleasure, and my work thy praise, and my companion thy remembrance, and my aid thy sovereignty, and my dwelling place, the seat, my dwelling place thy habitation, and my home, the seat thou hast sanctified, above the limitations of them that are shut out, as by a veil from thee. Thou art in truth the God of power, of strength, and of glory. I'm going to say a prayer for the departed. O Lord, O thou whose mercy hath encompassed all, whose forgiveness is transcendent, whose bounty is sublime, whose pardon and generosity are all embracing, and the lights of whose forgiveness are diffused throughout the world. O Lord of glory, I entreat thee fervently and tearfully to cast upon thy handmaiden what ascended unto thee the glances of the eye of thy mercy. Robe her in the mantle of thy grace, bright with the ornaments of thy celestial paradise, and sheltering her beneath the tree of thy oneness, illumine her face with the lights of thy mercy and compassion. Bestow upon thy heavenly handmaiden, O God, the holy fragrances born of the spirit of thy forgiveness. Cause her to dwell in a blissful abode. Heal her griefs, the balm of thy reunion. And in accordance with thy will, grant her admission to thy holy paradise. Let the angels of thy loving kindness descend successively upon her and shelter her beneath thy blessed tree. Thou art verily the ever-forgiving, the most generous, the all-bountiful. And I'm going to say another one for the departed. He is God. Exalted is he, the Lord of loving kindness and bounty. Glory be unto thee, thou, O my God, the Lord omnipotent. I testify to thine omnipotence and thy might, thy sovereignty and thy loving kindness, thy grace and thy power, the oneness of thy being and the unity of thine essence, thy sanctity and exaltation above the world of being, and all that is therein. O my God, thou seest me detached from all save thee, holding fast unto thee and turning unto the ocean of thy bounty, to the heaven of thy favor, to the day star of thy grace. Lord, I bear witness that in thy servant thou hast reposed thy trust. And that is the Spirit, wherewith thou hast given life to the world. I ask of thee by the splendor of the orb of thy revelation, mercifully to accept from him that which he hath achieved in thy days. Grant then that he may be invested with the glory of thy good pleasure and adorned with thine acceptance. O my Lord, I myself and all created things bear witness unto thy might, and I pray thee not to turn away from thyself this Spirit that hath ascended unto thee, unto thy heavenly place, thine exalted paradise, and thy retreats of nearness. O thou who art the Lord of all men. Grant then, O my God, that thy servant may consort with thy chosen ones, thy saints and thy messengers, in heavenly places that the pen cannot tell nor the tongue recount. O my Lord, the poor one hath verily hastened unto the kingdom of thy wealth, the stranger unto his home within thy precincts, he that is sore athirst to the heavenly river of thy bounty. Deprive him not, O Lord, from his share of the banquet of thy grace, and from the favor of thy bounty. Thou art in truth the Almighty, the gracious, the all-bountiful. O my God, thy trust hath been returned unto thee. It behoveth thy grace and thy bounty, that have compassed thy dominions on earth and in heaven, to vouchsafe unto thy newly welcomed one thy gifts and thy bestowals, and the fruits of the tree of thy grace. Powerful art thou to do as thou willest. There is none other God but thee, the gracious, the most bountiful, the compassionate, the bestower, the pardoner, the precious, the all-knowing. I testify, O my Lord, that thou hast enjoined upon men to honor their guest. And he that hath ascended unto thee hath verily reached thee and attained thy presence. Deal with him then according to thy grace and bounty. By thy glory I know of a certainty that thou wilt not withhold thyself from that which thou hast commanded thy servants. Nor wilt thou deprive him that hath clung to the cord of thy bounty, and hath ascended to the day spring of thy wealth. There is none other God but thee, the one, the single, the powerful, the omniscient, the bountiful. And I think I'm going to close with a prayer for America. O thou kind Lord, this gathering is turning to thee. These hearts are radiant with thy love. These minds and spirits are exhilarated with the message of thy glad tidings. O God, let this American democracy become glorious in spiritual degrees, even as it has aspired to material degrees, and render this just government victorious. Confirm this revered nation to upraise the standard of the oneness of humanity, to promulgate the most great peace, to become thereby most glorious and praiseworthy among all the nations of the world. O God, this American nation is worthy of thy favors and is deserving of thy mercy. Make it precious and near to thee through thy bounty and bestowal. Thank you. I wish you joy and peace and harmony and happiness and blessings and truth and commitment Yah Baha'u'llah, O thou